Hey, Shalom, real quick. Yeah, I just put up a video, and I was using like little uh cuts of the whole episode right here, episode 4, in my video, and YouTube blocked it. So I found a brother, Amawan Abad, had sent me a collage of clips from this very documentary here. So yeah, this is a documentary here, man. Check this out, this is real informative, man. It sheds light on a lot of the lies and the propaganda that was told during this time, even though I know it happened over 20 years ago, or 20 years ago to be exact. In a couple of days, it'll be 20 years to the day. I believe the 23rd will make it 20 years. Yeah, this is a good watch right here. Shalom.
You ready for this?
No.
You think this is one of the scariest things that you've ever had to do in your life?
I can honestly say, yeah, it is.
When we get to the bridge, it's gonna be fucking scary.
Yeah.
We're gonna be crossing the Crescent City Connection.
Yeah,
Which
the situation is everybody who's stuck on this side of the river without transportation is in the area that we're going to right now. And
walking, desperate, without food or water.
haven't eaten in a few days, haven't drank in a few days. You know, so it's gonna be a pretty desperate situation when we get there. And I can honestly say I have no qualms about shooting anybody. It's just that much lawlessness right now.
They'll have no mercy for us.
No, we have no fear. We will shoot first and find
I'll
out
shoot
later.
first, ask questions later.
Right.
To shoot, to put them down. We didn't try to shoot and kill.
Oh, okay. Did you
We killed a number of them.
How many did you kill roughly?
Cash. Cash. Matter.
Yeah, I hear you.
It doesn't matter. They chose to die. They chose to commit suicide.
How do you know the vigilantes? You see them. How they patrol around here in trucks. 4-ton truck. Driver and a passenger. And then 2 in the back. With long guns. And nobody telling them anything. There was no police. No police. No army and no National Guard. Nobody. Then they put in a shoot to kill curfew. A dusk to dawn. Shoot to kill. But there's nobody left. Young blacks was being killed in this community. When you hear the gunfire, it's not something I'm just making up. It's out there.
It was great. It was like pheasant season in South Dakota. If it moved,
get out. How are we going to get out?
look, we this high in water. We grab what we get.
How long you been walking for?
About at least 3 hours.
They weren't gonna go in those doggone neighborhoods. They weren't gonna impact those neighborhoods. Those people were looking to escape, and they cut off the last available exit route.
Look at my people. I got 2 grandchildren, a nephew, another nephew right there. We got trying to get the old folks out. If I stay up here, I'ma die. If I go that fucking way and they shoot me now, I'ma die. So I'ma die any fucking way. You gonna tax me anyway. But whatever it takes for me to get mine out here, I'm getting the fuck out here. You heard me? I wouldn't give a fuck. I gotta go.
This is Galatians 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived, the heavenly Father is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone, Ruel. Peace and salutations to the elect, and much respect to the brothers pushing his word in the four winds of the earth. And shalom to you few sincere sisters out there as well. This is Brother Ariyah coming at you with another lesson. And that footage is from a new documentary that came out called Hurricane Katrina, Race Against Time. And that's just a little bit of the footage right there, just showing you the hatred that Edomites had for, the Israelites down there in Louisiana, man. A lot of that stuff I didn't know about. You know, it was speculation of those things happening, but to see it, see the footage and see how they actually did the Israelites down there was crazy. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of witchcraft going on down there. The Lord judged that place, man. There's a lot of wickedness going on down there in Louisiana. The first thing, before I get into this lesson is that us as Israelites, we need to hold ourselves accountable for the position that we're in right now and the things that we go through right now. It's because we turn our backs on the Heavenly Father. So that's one of the main things of importance to remember when entering into this fold here, okay, into this ministry, is that you have to hold yourself accountable, okay, because you don't know what you did in your past life. You don't know how you went against the Heavenly Father in your past life. So always hold yourself accountable and always accept the things that are brought before you, and always, think to yourself, I deserve this, okay? It's just some advice, all right? But anyway, like I was saying, you saw the wickedness of Esau, man, okay, which is the Heavenly Father's whooping stick, okay, against Israelites, if you will, man. That leather belt, okay? And there was a part in that documentary where they found refuge on top of this building, on the roof, because the water was real high, and they were on this roof, and the military planes were avoiding them because there was nothing but so-called black people on the roof. So the dude that had pretty much organized everything at that particular building said, all right, all of y'all go downstairs, I'm gonna bring up the white people, or the so-called white people, in wheelchairs up on top of the roof, and I'm gonna see what happens. Because it seems like they're just avoiding us and they're not trying to give us any aid, any help. So he said that he did that, and 15 minutes later, they started dropping, aid and help on the rooftop, man. Showing you the hatred, the perpetual hatred that Esau has for us, man. And you can see, in that footage, they were like a kid in the candy store, ready to strike and kill anything, man. They didn't care. They just wanted to kill. And that's Esau's nature. That's Esau's nature. So what they have sown, they're about to reap. They're going to be in captivity, man. Okay. Let's get Revelation, the 13th chapter. And I'll start at 9. I'll read 9 and 10. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. And he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Okay, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, man. Okay, and these Edomites are definitely going into captivity along with these other nations out here that had us in captivity as well. And the same type, man, the same type of hatred that they show for us, we're going to show towards y'all. We're going to be beating your ass in the kingdom, man. This is just one of the many atrocities that they've committed here on the earth, man. Their sins have reached up to the heavens, man. These people are so wicked, man. So wicked. And I can't understand why, people say or get mad when this topic is brought up about them going into slavery. These people hate you. And it's not just, white people, because there's a particular so-called white-looking man in the documentary. He's a sergeant, right? And he looks like a white person, but you could tell with his spirit and that he's an Israelite all day. So it's not a color thing at all, man. It's a spiritual thing. And if you watch that documentary, you'll see that. You could tell the difference between an Edomite, okay, and an Israelite, man, regardless of skin color. You can tell the difference. And you see how the media made up a whole bunch of propaganda about people being raped, people sniping at the helicopters, people robbing each other, and they saying it's all out chaos, and that wasn't the case. Them people were looting to survive. They weren't looting because they were being greedy. They were looting because they had nothing. And they were getting no help. You know, so they were just pushing this false narrative that they were out there being, you know, niggas, if you will. And they were just trying to survive, man. You know, that's just the wickedness of Esau, man, displayed right there in that documentary. Let's get Psalms 149. We'll start at 5. And it says, let the saints be joyful in glory, and let them sing aloud upon their beds. And let the high praises of the Heavenly Father be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, right? To execute upon them the judgment written, this honor have all his saints, praise ye the Lord. Okay, and this is, you know, these Edomites going into captivity, man. Okay, it's going to be a long 1,000 years for these Edomites, man. All right, they like to separate families. We're going to separate your families. You know, they like to hear our screams and, you know, beat us. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure that you cry yourself to sleep every night. If you're even allowed to get any rest, we're going to separate you from your families. We're going to humiliate you in front of everyone, just like you did us, man. And it's going to be 1,000 times worse because we're going to have spiritual power, man. We're going to have the knowledge of all things. So we can have you in agony and pain all day while you're working in them caves and them mines, or when you're out in the sun. There's so many ways that we're going to put you through anguish. And we can't wait. But we got to wait for the kingdom. We're not going to do anything or try to do anything to you on this side. Okay? The Heavenly Father is going to do the things to you that he sees fit. But in the kingdom, that's your ass, man. That's your ass. Because you watch this documentary, it will piss you off, man. It will definitely piss you off. Let's get Isaiah the 14th chapter, and I'll read 1 and 2. It says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, okay? And the land of Israel, okay? And the strangers shall be joined with them. Okay, those are the Israelite foreigners. Okay, the Israelites from all other nations. Okay, that look like the other nations, but they are indeed Israelites. And it says, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them, okay, these Edomites and these other heathens, these other heathen nations, okay, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors, man. Okay, so in this day, yeah, we can't wait for this. We're going to be ruling over you. Okay? We won't have to deal with it. No more of your bullshit, man. And Esau has a lot of bullshit that he's given throughout his time while he's been in rule, Salakia. He's dished out a lot of BS, man. Okay? And now it's going to be our time to rule over them with a rod of iron, the rod of correction. Yeah, that reminds me of Ecclesiastes 10th chapter, right? Ecclesiastes 10. And it says, I'll read 7 through 7 and 8. It says, pride is hateful before the Heavenly Father and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. Because of unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches gotten by deceit, The kingdom is translated from one people to another, okay? So this is definitely what we're awaiting, is this society to crash down, of course, as I speak of pretty much every video, okay? And for the power shift to come, where Esau is no more in power, and then we're in power, okay? Yahweh Shai, King David, the 144 elect, man, you know, ruling the earth, man, in righteousness, okay? Because let's say, you know, in the kingdom, if there were to, you know, a flood to happen, or, you know, anything like that, man, we would rule in righteousness, man. We wouldn't just let, you know, people sit there. And, I mean, they had them in the stadiums, not giving them no food, no water, no nothing. Like, what do you expect for them to do? They just wanted them to sit there and die, you know? And then, you know, you got the good old boys riding around, you know, in a truck or whatever, just shooting people, not being held accountable for it, man. But at the end of the day, we all know it's judgment of the Lord, okay? But these Edomites are going to have to pay, man. One way or another, they are going to have to pay. And their time to pay is in the kingdom, man. And they're going to pay severely, okay? And it says, let me go to Isaiah 24 real quick. I didn't want to make this long at all, because I know the videos were kind of long there. So just want to be quick. 21 and 22. Isaiah 24, 21 and 22. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and they shall be shut up in prison, and after many days shall they be visited. Okay, and this is after we, you know, bind their kings up, okay, with fetters of iron, right? They're going to be brought here to the pit, man, like it says. And they're going to wait there, okay? Wonder what's happening, you know, in disbelief, okay? Then we're going to come and give them work detail, man, which it speaks of in Ezekiel, the 39th chapter, where they get that continual employment, where they're going to have to clean up all the dead bodies and the bones, and, you know, they're going to have to clean up the earth, man. That's pretty much going to be their first job, to clean up the carcasses on the earth, man, right? All the carcasses that were eaten by the fowls and, you know, the beasts of the earth. They're going to have to clean up the remains of all of that, man. You know, they're going to be out there throwing up, you know, not able to stand the smell, you know. It's going to be a lot of death that they're going to have to clean up, man, because they are death at the end of the day. So on that day, it'll be death cleaning up death, man. You know, and ultimately, which I love to go into, Obadiah, I'll just end it here, okay? We'll have a riddance of you, man. You know, the nightmare will be over, and there will be no more Edomites on the earth, man. Because all they do is kill and destroy, rape, rob, and pillage, man. That's all they do. And there will be no more need for them in the earth after this 1,000-year sentence that they're about to get in the kingdom, man. You know, so count your days, you Edomites, man. Count your days. Let's get Obadiah, and I'll start at 15. And I will read down to 18, of course. And it says, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. And thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be a deliverance, and there shall be a holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. Yeah, we're going to gather all of you into a very large pit, okay? We're going to set you on fire, and we're going to watch you burn. that will be the end of Edomites, man. You know, as much wickedness and violence and bloodshed that they have committed upon the earth, hey, it's only right, man. You know, the Lord shows that he's merciful. And he'll keep you alive for 1,000 more years, even though that 1,000 years is going to be horrible for you. But you still get to, you know, look and, you know, see and feel and, you know, you still get to do those things, you know. But after that 1,000 years is up, you know, that 1,000 years of hardcore bondage, yeah, you out of here, man. You gonna be stubble, man. Stubble is the thing you find at the bottom of a fire pit, man. That's stubble. You know, from whatever you were burning, the wood, you know, branches or what have you. The stubble is at the bottom. And that's what Esau is going to be. Stubble, man. All right? So, yeah, if you have a chance to go and watch that documentary, especially the fourth episode, that's where I got those clips from. Yeah, go check it out, man. It's called Hurricane Katrina, Race Against Time, man. Yeah, so with that, I want to say shalom. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, shalom.